clown, buddy. You're the clown, Gervonta. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown.
Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on females or anything like that.
That Jake Paul is looking for a replacement for Gervonta Tank Davis for their fight on Friday, November 14th. Because I'm not sure if you guys know Gervonta Tank Davis and the DV allegations, the new one.
What city does she live in? Help me out.
I don't know. She can tell you better than that. You were just talking to her.
I know, but I'm asking you.
I cannot.
Where's she trying to go with it?
I'm new. I mean, I just moved here a year ago. I don't know.
Chaos erupts as Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis explodes at their recent face-off. Just 2 weeks before fight night, chaos breaks loose. Reports from TMZ Sports, ESPN, Ringside, and DAZN Boxing confirm the bout's collapse. Legal trouble now hangs heavy over Tank, while Jake scrambles for a replacement. The mega event that promised history might just vanish overnight.
May be canceled. It's a civil suit from my understanding, and I don't want to, confuse you guys or misinform you guys. I didn't look into it much. But from my understanding, it's a civil suit. It probably could turn into...
Reports from TMZ Sports suggest Netflix is now reviewing the entire event after new DV allegations against Gervonta Davis surfaced. The lightweight star has faced similar trouble before, and with only 2 weeks left, the fallout feels unstoppable. Jake Paul's team scrambles for options as the sport watches another mega fight collapse in real time.
Gervonta Davis may end up being replaced, and Netflix wants to cancel Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight scheduled to happen this month.
And that's when talk of replacements exploded with a few shocking names suddenly in the mix. The rumor mill went wild. Boxing Scene and Fight Hype report Jake Paul's camp is eyeing Ryan Garcia and Edgar Berlanga as emergency replacements. With the main event hanging by a thread, fans are torn between shock and disbelief. 2 weeks out, this once massive card now feels like boxing's biggest gamble.
Jake Paul, as far as like Ryan Garcia, I'm hearing Edgar Berlanga, Ryan Garcia, all these names being thrown out for replacement opponents. I'm not believing anything until Jake.
And there it is again, history repeating itself. Gervonta Tank Davis, once hailed as the future of boxing, now headlines the news for all the wrong reasons. Another arrest, another DV scandal, fans are furious, critics are done defending him, and Jake Paul doesn't even need to throw a punch. Tank's destroying himself outside the ring.
Hey, the little one inside.
You don't gotta ask me, bro.
Well, we need to make sure she's with somebody.
She's okay. She's with somebody.
Okay, listen, I get you that you're upset, but...
And while Tank's reputation sinks deeper, Eddie Hearn steps in to call out the madness of this entire matchup. Eddie Hearn couldn't believe it, a 200-pound entertainer chasing a 135-pound fighter drowning in controversy. Bizarre doesn't even cover it. Tank Davis's past arrests and offering drama have turned this supposed super fight into pure chaos. If Jake Paul still steps in, he's not just fighting a boxer, he's fighting a scandal. And right now, Tank's biggest opponent is his own reputation.
Now, you've gone from a 250-pound world heavyweight champion to a 135-pound, 5'6". I mean, it's bizarre. You've got a cruiserweight.
Conor Benn didn't hold back. He called it what it was: vile, disgraceful, unacceptable. The entire sport watched as Tank's name went from champion to cautionary tale. For Ben, this wasn't about boxing anymore, it was about morality. When a fighter's headlines come from courtrooms instead of scorecards, you know the gloves have come off for the wrong reasons.
The lack of discipline or arrest.
Lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. Is that what you want to put it down to?
Yeah.
It's more than lack of discipline.
Yeah.
It's vile. Do you know what I mean? I don't condone that at all in the slightest. So it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just, it ain't right.
Oscar De La Hoya's voice said it all disappointment. He praised Tank's skills but condemned his choices. "You don't hit women," he said, and it echoed louder than any crowd chant. When legends start distancing themselves from you, your career's on the ropes. Jake Paul doesn't even need promotion now. Tank's fall from grace is writing the headlines for him.
Tank Davis, he got arrested. I mean, any thoughts on that one?
You did, huh? Again?
Yeah, again.
Hey. Look, I actually like Tank Davis. He's a good, he's a good kid. He's a good fighter, a great fighter, actually. He's one of my favorites. Just get your... That's it,
And when Bernard Hopkins was asked about the situation, he didn't mince words either. His reaction carried both experience and frustration. Bernard Hopkins, a man who's seen every side of the fight game, kept it real. He didn't excuse Tank Davis, he urged him to fix his life before talking boxing again. Hopkins' tone wasn't anger, it was exhaustion. The sport keeps giving second chances, but how many before respect runs out? If Tank doesn't clean up fast, no belt or knockout will save his image. And for Jake Paul, this chaos might just be the unexpected advantage he never asked for.
I'm not with the domestic violence thing, man, but I hope that, he get that straightened out and he get back to focus on his family.
Jake Paul went nuclear. His words weren't rehearsed, they were raw, deliberate, and aimed straight at Gervonta Davis's pride. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is a clown, Jake said, and the room froze. This wasn't trash talk anymore. This was personal war. The audience erupted. Social media exploded. And suddenly Jake wasn't just promoting a fight, he was calling out a culture. Tank's silence only fueled the fire. For the first time, Jake looked like the moral aggressor, using words as weapons before the gloves ever touched canvas.
Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown. I got you a poodle.
Now, okay. Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on females or anything like that, you know how many female, like, come on. It will be mad. You see how when I don't even want to bring up nobody thing, what's the name about that, but P. Diddy.
Dana White's take sliced through the noise, blunt, honest, and loaded with fight IQ. He admitted Tank hits harder than Floyd, but size can't be ignored. Jake will smother him, Dana said, and the internet caught fire. Amid the scandals, White turned the conversation back to boxing. Could Tank's explosive power break through Jake's weight advantage? Or will Jake's size and stamina drown the smaller man under relentless pressure? Whatever the outcome, one thing's clear. This fight has shifted from spectacle to survival. The ring won't forgive either of them, not after this chaos.
Is the burnt bridge with my brother unfixable?
I don't hate your brother. You guys need to fight guys your same size. When you fought Floyd, you are massive. He did hit you with a fucking bomb and you fucking ate it. He's gonna fight Gervonta Davis.
Who do you got?
Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than Floyd, but he's too small. Your brother's gonna be able to get inside on him.
Calvin Ford stood firm, loyal to the end. Tank doesn't go for knockouts, he delivers punishment, he said, and the message was clear. Despite the chaos, Ford painted Tank as a man ready to remind the world why they once called him unstoppable. He called Jake a tall glass of work, but fans could sense the unease. The mentor's confidence felt heavy with pressure a storm Tank must weather alone. This isn't just another boxing match, it's redemption versus exposure. Jake fights for legacy, Tank fights for forgiveness. And when those two collide, it won't just be punches, it'll be pride on the line.
Well, you know me, I don't believe in knockouts, I believe in punishment. This a big tall glass of work. You know, if Tank put in the work that I believe that he's been doing for so many years, man, it's gonna have people really thinking like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know Jake is coming to fight. I just know it. You know what I'm saying? He have this thing in his head. He's seen what Roach did to him. You know what I'm saying? But it's things that I know that he don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be an interesting night that night.
Terrence Crawford spoke like a man who's seen chaos before, detached, measured, and brutally real. He didn't defend Gervonta Davis, he distanced himself. That's on him, Crawford said, a quiet but powerful rejection from one champion to another. It's the kind of silence that says more than 1,000 headlines. When peers stop standing beside you, redemption becomes a lonely road. For Jake Paul, this plays perfectly. Every time Tank's name hits the news for the wrong reason, Jake's brand looks sharper, cleaner, more focused. Crawford's calm tone cut deeper than any insult, a reminder that discipline is what separates fighters from troublemakers. Tank may still have the hands, but right now, he's fighting ghosts far outside the ring.
And I don't know what's going on with him and his personal life. You know, that's on him. You know, I'm minding the business that pays me. That's my...
Tony Bellew's voice carried both mockery and admiration, a rare mix in boxing commentary. He called Jake strategic, not stupid. Bellew acknowledged Jake's progress, but questioned his courage, saying he picks names he can beat. Yet amid the criticism, there's a grudging respect. Jake Paul has done what few YouTubers or even pros can make boxing mainstream conversation again. Bellew's tone reflected the sport's conflict. Should Jake be respected or resented? But what Bellew didn't dismiss was Jake's improvement. Every fight sharpens him, every controversy fuels him. And with Gervonta Davis slipping deeper into chaos, maybe, just maybe, Jake's timing couldn't be better.
Jake Paul ain't making matches to lose. Whoever Jake Paul's picking, he's going to beat him. There's a reason why he doesn't want to go anywhere near someone like Carl Froch.
Yeah, or back to Tommy Fury.
There's a reason why he isn't facing Tommy Fury. He's fighting granddads, which is just wrong. I do think he's getting better. There's no point in lying. I'd like to see him face JJ KSI. I think KSI has so much ability, athletically as a specimen. If he's taught correctly, I think he'll be the best out of the Misfits bunch.
Teddy Atlas, ever the storyteller, turned ridicule into revelation. Tank needs a ladder, he joked, but beneath the humor lay cold reality. Jake Paul's size, power, and reach are no longer gimmicks, they're weapons. Atlas's sarcasm painted the picture perfectly. A lightweight drowning in a heavyweight spotlight. But his words weren't just about height, they were about perspective. The sport feels upside-down YouTubers headlining pay-per-views, champions facing lawsuits instead of opponents. Yet, amid the circus, Atlas sees opportunity. A smaller man fighting to prove boxing still belongs to boxers. If Tank can't rise above scandal and size, that ladder won't help. He'll need heart and a miracle.
Look, I'm gonna say the only thing I can say, and you put it right there. Everything off of what we saw with the face-off for the promotion. The first thing I think about, you talked about the zeros in the contract, you talked about all those things, right? They should also have like the size of the ring, the size of the glove, all that stuff, particulars should be in the contract. But I would probably look for one thing that is not the common thing to have in a contract if I'm Tank. A ladder. A ladder, can I get a ladder?
Mike Perry spoke the words most fans were whispering, is Gervonta Davis still hungry enough to survive this storm? His tone wasn't disrespectful, it was honest, brutally so. Tank once fought like a man possessed pure aggression, unmatched ferocity. But the chaos outside the ring seems to have dimmed that fire. Perry's comments echoed through the boxing community, questioning if Tank's focus still burns bright or if fame has dulled his edge. On the other side, Jake Paul stands towering, literally and symbolically. The size difference isn't just physical, it's a metaphor. Jake's rising momentum versus Tank's fading aura. Perry's words sting because they hold a dangerous truth. Skill without heart is just routine. And right now, Jake's self-belief might be louder than Tank's will to win. This fight, if it even happens, won't just decide a winner. It'll decide who still belongs under boxing's brightest lights.
Jake is big, Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Teofimo Lopez brought a lighter tone, but under that calm, his words exposed what many insiders feel. It's an exhibition. It doesn't count. That single phrase stripped away the glamour. For him, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis isn't a boxing legacy moment, it's business dressed as entertainment. Yet, Lopez is smart enough to know these are the fights fans tune in for. The ones that break the internet, even if they don't crown real champions. Still, his indifference underlines boxing's modern paradox. Purists want purity, fans want spectacle. Teofimo's take subtly praises Jake's marketing genius while hinting Tank may have walked into a trap of his own making. Because once the cameras roll, and Netflix money flows, it's no longer about belts, it's about control. And right now, Jake Paul controls the narrative. Teofimo's laugh hides a warning sometimes. When you play the showman's game, the crowd decides your fate, not the judges.
Teo, when are you coming back to the UK? Who are you going to fight?
I'll be there in November.
Did you see Josh Taylor retired?
I love him, man. I wish him a happy retirement, but I know it's just it's long overdue in the sense of him being with his family, his kid, and but he'll come back.
You reckon?
Always come back.
You had a crazy build-up. The police got involved. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. But
you settled it in the ring.
Yeah, that's how we do it, like real men.
Quickly.
Shout out to Scotland. One of the best, if not the best, fighter from Scottish. I know he has other respect for others, but undisputed world champion Josh Taylor sends you my regards. Do your thing, champ, and I can't wait to see you come back.
Can a fight with you and Conor Benn happen or not? Because you're the same manager.
First thing first, he got to win.
Yeah. Do you think he will?
I like to face winners.
Do you think he will win against Chris?
That's why I'll be there in November.
You're going to be at the fight?
Stay tuned.
Last one. Jake Paul, Tank. What do you think of that fight? Are you happy for Tank? Do you
Yeah,
think?
no, great fight, great matchup. It's fun for the sport of boxing. It makes it fun, it makes it entertaining. That's what it's all about, you know. And may the best man win. It's an exhibition, regardless. It doesn't count.
Doesn't count? Yeah. We need to see you and Tank though. Has to happen.
What happened?
It has to happen, you and Tank.
We'll see, man. It's up to the champ. He's the champ, right? He's fighting. He's a celebrity champ. Ooh, celebrity champ. Yeah,
Got to
I
see
like
it.
that one. That's a good song.
What was it like when you sparred him?
Yeah, we only did 3 rounds. It was
Only 3 rounds?
Not much.
Aries Spears called it a circus, and honestly, he's not wrong. On paper, this fight reads like a fever dream, a YouTuber turned boxer versus a world champion drowning in scandal. But beneath the mockery, his prediction hit hard 3rd round knockout. Spears might joke, but his instincts mirror the sport's reality. Tank Davis, for all his chaos, remains a natural-born finisher. The question is, will his focus outlast the noise? Because Jake Paul isn't the same rookie who fought YouTubers and ex-MMA stars. He's disciplined now, measured, and backed by a machine that thrives on pressure. Spears' circus comment sums up modern boxing. The line between sport and spectacle has blurred beyond repair. Yet, irony always loves drama. Sometimes, out of chaos, greatness is born. Whether Tank crushes Jake or Jake shocks the world, one thing's certain: everyone's watching, waiting for the ring to either crown or humiliate.
Well, the next fight that's coming up is Tank Davis versus Jake Paul.
Oh, this is such a circus.
Yeah. Well, look, according to BetOnline.ag, Gervonta Davis is favored -240, Jake Paul's +190. So more than twice the odds for Davis. Davis is a lot smaller, but he's a real serious fighter.
I'm predicting a 3rd round knockout.
Ooh.
Third
round knockout.
He's out of there. Listen, I don't know what's the bigger joke, that fight or Tyson.
The world's divided. On one side stands Jake Paul, the disruptor, the outsider who turned mockery into money and ridicule into relevance. On the other stands Gervonta Tank Davis, the prodigy who once promised greatness, but now finds himself fighting more headlines than opponents. If Tank wins, it restores faith, boxing reclaims its throne, and skill triumphs over spectacle. But if Jake shocks the world, everything changes. The influencer becomes the icon, the internet finally dethrones the industry. This isn't just a fight, it's a cultural collision. Power, ego, reputation, and redemption are all on the line. 2 men, 1 chance to own the narrative. When that bell rings, truth meets consequence. Jake fights to prove he belongs, Tank fights to prove he still cares. Only one walks out with respect. Whose side are you on the old guard or the new era? Drop your predictions below and join the war in the comments.